Are you a woodworking business owner that sometimes struggles to know exactly what to say when you're following up with clients and trying to see if they're ready to make a decision or not? Well, if so, you're not alone. I've been there too. But in today's video, I want to give you a foolproof strategy to follow up in a way that doesn't feel icky, inspires confidence in the customer, and ultimately leads to more closed sales. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. As always, my name is Vaught. I'm your host, and I'm so glad that you're here. And in today's video, I want to keep this one short but effective, and I want to give you the single greatest strategy that I have found to really make sure that we're saying the right things when we're following up with customers. You know, it feels pretty awkward when we have followed up with clients again and again and again, and we get to the point where we're just saying, hey, I'm just following up with you. Hey, just following up with you. Just following up with you. It just kind of feels like you're just bugging the client, right? And it also just doesn't sound like you're very confident. So how do we say things in a more customer service conducive way? And how do we say things in a more confident way? Well, there's one phrase I want to give you today that's really going to help clear this up for you and make it much more easy to follow up with clients confidently. And it's this right here. Hey, Mrs. Customer, I just wanted to make sure that you're taken care of. I know this seems simple, but that phrase, I just wanted to make sure that you're taken care of, reframes, hey, I'm bugging you because I want to sell, to, hey, I know that you had needs and you had questions and I want to make sure that I'm here to answer them. It's this very simple phrase that totally changes the dynamic of a conversation when you're following up and reaching back out to a customer. Most of the time in this industry, if you're selling custom furniture, if you're selling woodwork, a lot of times you're dealing with women, especially in the furniture industry. They're usually the drivers or the primary decision makers of the style in the home. And so what happens though is most women want to talk to their spouse. They want to talk to their husband before they make a purchase. And so you'll end up talking with a woman, giving her a quote on a product, and she'll say, okay, let me visit my husband about it and I'll let you know. Second thing, this is free, this doesn't cost you anything, is anytime that you have that conversation with a woman, or anytime that you have that conversation, they need to follow up with their spouse, or they need to measure their space, or they have some type of reason that they can't buy now. You don't ever need to leave that conversation like, okay, sounds good. I see so many guys that do that. They'll be talking to a woman, hey, I need to visit with my husband about it. Okay, sounds good. And that's where it ends. Don't do that, guys. What you should always do is you should always end those conversations with, hey, totally get it, sounds great. I also make decisions with my spouse as well. When do you think that you'll have a chance to visit with him? And when do you think you'll have a chance to get back with me? Something like that. You want to put a timeline on when they're going to have this conversation. Or something like this. Hey, totally get it, totally understand. Is that a conversation you plan to be able to have with him tonight or maybe in the morning? What are your thoughts on that? And they'll probably say, oh, tonight I'll visit with him about it. Okay, awesome. So if I don't hear from you in the morning, is it okay if I follow up with you? And that's a really great way to let them know that you're going to be talking to them again. You're going to be following up with them again. And 90% of people are going to say, yeah, that sounds great. So that's super, super important. Always get a time frame on if they have to go do something or if they have to measure, hey, totally get it. Want to make sure that this fits your space correctly. When do you think you'll get a chance to measure? Is that something you plan on doing tonight or tomorrow? What are your thoughts on that? And always get a good time frame on when you can follow back up with them, okay? But back to a foolproof follow-up strategy. By reframing the language that you use when you follow up, it's going to take their guard down, it's going to inspire confidence in you, and it's going to allow you to have a much more authentic conversation than, hey, just following up, are you ready to buy? You know, that's what a lot of guys do. Hey, just following up, haven't heard from you. And it almost comes off with this tone of like, I'm frustrated with you because you haven't reached back out to me and you haven't told me what I want to hear. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're using language. I wanted to make sure that you're taken care of. Did you get a chance to visit with your spouse? Did you get a chance to measure? Did you get a chance to do the things that you said that you needed to do? Hey, not sure if you've gotten a chance to visit with your spouse yet, but I just wanted to make sure that you're taken care of and see kind of where we're at in this process. Another really great thing to do when you have a customer maybe that's gone quiet on you is just message them and say, hey, just want to make sure that you're taken care of. Where do we go from here? This is a really great and simple phrase that's going to allow you to kind of put the ball in their court and be like, hey, where are we at on this? What are you thinking in terms of closing this deal? And so this is going to allow you to just follow up with confidence, reframe the language and reframe your mindset about I'm bugging them to I'm here to serve them and help them get what they want and answer their questions. And so this is going to be huge in the follow-up process. So hopefully this little tip was helpful to you. A couple resources for you as always, just I like to mention them, is our completely free ebook, the Handmade Business Secrets ebook. It's the first link in the description below. You can click there, enter your name, email, and get a 100-page book that really explains my journey of starting in my garage to taking my woodworking business to over $900,000 in revenue last year and ultimately selling that for multiple six figures, and kind of the same framework and path that you can use too, okay? Number two is if you're trying to scale your woodworking business beyond that $5,000 to $10,000 per month mark, check out the Handmade Hero Academy. Guys, I say this all the time, but the skills and the thought processes that we teach inside of that program, if you sell one high-ticket product, one dining table, all year long as a result of what you learn from that, it's gonna more than pay for itself. So it's a super low-cost option to get in the game. Number three is if you're really looking to scale into the tens of thousands of dollars each month, whether that be $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 per month in your woodworking business, be sure to check out the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. It is our flagstone coaching program, and we're helping over 35 clients all across North America right now scale their woodworking businesses to those numbers that I just mentioned. Doesn't matter where you're at, doesn't matter if you're in a garage or you're already a pretty established business. We're working with people in all different phases of their business. And so with that being said, hopefully this was helpful to you. If so, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.